I forgot how to start this. Hi everyone, I'm Cassie, and it's the first day of July, so that means it's time for me to do my June book haul. Yeah, my June book haul. No, my wrap-up. Yeah, that's what they're called. Time for me to do my June wrap-up. So I'm going to start with the 5 books that I read from my books to be read list, so I can get rid of them, so I can have more room on my shelves to add more books. The first 4 are kind of really small. I have The Girl with Silver Eyes. I got this book in 5th grade, and I've started it about 2 times before I finally read it. This time, once when I got it, and then once again in 7th grade. This book was really hard to read. It's like definitely written for like the time that this book came out. It doesn't really like transfer through time that well, and also it was a little messed up. It was good, but it was kind of really like mentally and emotionally hard to read. I believe this book is still being published though, with a nice new pretty cover. This is not the first edition. Maybe it is the first edition. I don't think it is though. But this is from 1980, and it is definitely not transferred to the like 35 years since this book has been written. But it's still good, probably for like a middle school reader. I recommend it. Actually, it says reading level 6th grade, so middle school. Next one I read was Jewel of the Wolves. I got this through a reading program at the library when I was in 7th grade, 7th, 8th grade. This is part of a series. This is also from the 1972. This one actually does go really well through like the 43 years since it's been written. There's not a lot of like speaking dialogue. It's just a lot of like details and like thought. It's so good. I recommend this to literally probably anyone above middle school and above. There are 3 other ones in this series. I'm not gonna read them. If you read them, I bet they're good. The next one is Bridge to Terabithia. I got this book after the movie came out, and I read almost all of it. And if you watch the movie, you probably know what part I stopped at. And even reading it now at 20 years old was still really hard to get through, especially because I knew that part was coming. So beautiful. This is also from the 70s. What year is this one out? This one came out in 77, so a little bit less than 40 years old. Another one that lasts through the time. Any age could read it. Yep, recommend this book. And then the next one I got this at a book sale, I believe. It's kind of torn up, but the cover has writing all over it. This book is also from the 80s, I believe. 85. So this one's 30 years old. The title of the book is really misleading, actually. I'm not gonna tell you what actually happens in it, but when I was little, I was really into getting books with my name in it, or anything that had to do with witches, even before I read the Harry Potter series. So this one had my name and witch in it, so I had to get this. Kind of been sitting on my bookshelf. I never actually bothered to read it. I just like collecting these books. I got rid of most of them when I moved from my old house to this house, but I decided to keep a few of them. This is one of the ones that I kept. I read this book in about 2 hours. It's really well written. It's really good. Another one that, even though it's for like 6th grade readers, 4th grade, this book is actually for 4th grade. That actually makes sense with the 3rd grade in it. So 4th grade book that could probably read anytime up through like probably 8th grade, and still be relevant. For me, it was a little bit young, but it was still good. I'd still recommend this, even though it's 30 years old, so pretty much any kid I know. And then the next book is Haven. This book I just wanted to read. I'm not getting rid of it. But I've already talked about it, so if you want to see that, link to that video right here. The next book series I read was the Jenny Han P.S. I Still Love You, or not P.S. I Still Love You, Tell the Boys Love Before series. I borrowed this one from my friend, and I finished reading it in about 2 days, and then I had to go out and read this one, even though I have still 6 books up there I need to read. Could not put these books down. I really like that the second one, like, literally tied straight in to the first one. They still have, like, the same plot. It's not like some series where it's kind of like, okay, that happened in the last book, we're not gonna talk about in this book. It still talked about it. Really written. It's really hard to put down. So many feels. I don't really talk about them because they're still pretty new and people haven't read them yet. This one actually just came out a little bit less than 2 months ago. Yeah, check these out if you haven't read them yet, like I said. And the next book series I read, Ultramaniac manga series by Wataru Yasushimizu. I read this when it was coming out in 7th grade. It's based about 7th grade girls, so that actually really worked. This is only my 3rd time reading this. It's really good. I just read Inuyasha and another really long series between after I pretty much finished reading this series. So it's my first chance I've had to reread it in a really long time. There are 5 in this series. This is the last one I'm holding up. It's about a girl from the Magic Kingdom who comes to Earth and meets this girl who doesn't believe in magic at all, and all of the crazy stuff they get into with her trying to learn magic. And it's just really sweet. This is actually rated for all ages, because even though I read it in 7th grade and it was perfect then, reading it now, it's still absolutely perfect. So yeah, I actually don't know if I'm going to keep this series though, because there's other manga series I want to read, and I probably won't read it again. But yeah, if you haven't read this, I know I think most libraries have it that came manga, at least the ones in my town all have it. So pick it up at the library because they don't sell it anymore. Came out in 2001 and was published in America in 2007. So yep, these are my 12 books I read in June. Peace!